This is Howard Zinn's People's History of the United States, Chapter 7, and this chapter is talking about the Indians and the American colonists uh, before, during, and after the Revolutionary War. Uh, in Eastern America, there were a number of different Indian tribes, such as the Creeks, Cherokees, Seminoles, Choctaw, and the Chickasaw, and they all lived within the relevant area of Southeast America. Um, the Chickasaw fought with America in the Revolutionary War. However, afterwards, they were beginning to be pushed out of the colonist area and eventually merged with the Choctaw in the West. And all of these Indian clans and Indian people had to move because the colonists, even though they were friendly before the war, including the Cherokee were very nonviolent to the colonists at the time, but because of colonization by the European colonists in America, the Indians had to start to be pushed out of most of East America. So places like modern day South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and Virginia, Tennessee, places like that, the Indians were being pushed out for, the government said, their own good, so they can, for their own beneficial help. And the government and the people began to slowly push them away into the West and promising them land in the West later. However, the Creeks early on did not agree with this and started fighting against the colonists and the government, and they started the First and Second Creek War, which resulted in many deaths on both sides. However, the American colonists won eventually and pushed the Creeks back into the West. I think in this chapter that we unfairly took land that was technically not ours because they were here before we were, coming over from the Bering Strait so many years before. However, um, when we decided to come over and take their land, we were taking what had been theirs for centuries before us. Um, so I didn't really understand why we did that. I understand why, because of the fact that it's new land and that we wanted to conquer it. However, I don't think we did it in a just and right way as we did back in the day. I feel like we could have done it much more peacefully rather than such a rash decision to fight and push them out rather than coming to treaties, negotiations, and such.